You don't know what the questions are, so relax. The no, 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 no. You have no idea. So I kindly ask you to not make any noises. Okay. Hello, fine folks. I think you've heard us until now, probably. And welcome to Booghy Plays. Today I'm playing again with questions, and my guest today is a one of the most prolific board game artists in our industry. He came into the board game industry and took it by storm. And I think the first game was Raiders of the North Sea. Um, and Now he does the one of the latest titles, I think, is Shipwrights. Sorry, not Shipwrights. Wayfarers of the South Tigris. He works on a lot of things, and he will talk with us a lot about it. My guest today is Mihajlo Dimitrievski, or the Mico. Hello, Mihajlo.
Hello. Just a small correction. First, thank you for the nice words. I thought that you're talking about somebody else. I was surprised, like, who he's talking about. What is this prolific artist? What? It was supposed to be me, and it's not him, Mico. Sorry about that. I have never. I'm trying to address that question as much as possible. It's actually him, Mico.
Okay.
Yes, but I don't care really. My name is Mihajlo Dimitrievski, and if you know me, if you want to drink coffee with me, it's okay. You can call me Zoran or Bogdan or Zlatko or Richard III. It's not really a problem to me, as long as we are having fun.
Okay. Welcome. Could I kindly ask you? Can you tilt the camera a bit more down? A bit more?
A bit more down.
Yeah.
Okay, I will try. Hopefully, I won't screw something out because I'm an old man and a boomer. Is this okay?
Perfect.
Because you will see that I'm wearing my underwear and my boxers, and the
Okay.
mess here, etc. I think it's okay.
It's perfect. It is perfect now.
Now, when you saw my shorts, we can continue.
Okay. Now, this interview is mostly about you, about your life, and it is structured
and struggles through the life.
Yeah, it's structured in two parts. So the first part is it starts way back. Where were you born, and where did you grow up?
I was born, and I'm growing up, and I'm working in the same place where I'm now, which is Bitola in Macedonia.
North Macedonia.
North Macedonia, that's the new name with the compromise. But we can choose to use it. So I choose to call it Macedonia because it's our name. Yeah. But if you send me a post or package or whatever, I will have to write North Macedonia because which actually sucks. But we are working towards planet and place to live without borders actually. So it will be easier for buying and playing games, buying and transferring swords and toys, etc. So I consider planet to be one place. I don't really care about the name as long as we are all friends and we are all happy and we all live, nice life.
So you were born in
yes, I'm born in
Bitola, North Macedonia.
Bitola, Macedonia.
And how was your childhood there?
My childhood was actually excellent because we were living and growing in great country. We didn't have a lot of stuff actually because it was a communism, etc. But everybody had it. We have like cheese and milk and mineral water and bread, and you know the richer people had a lot of that, and we have a normal amount. And you know it was nice. I do remember we had a lot of comics, which was great. We do have a shitload of comics. We had Italian comics, American comics, etc. And there was no household that didn't have a comics. Everybody was reading comics. It was like normal stuff,
I see.
and it was really great until in the one moment the politicians decided that we should kill each other, and we did. And after.
But Macedonia wasn't. Was it a big part of the Yugoslavian war?
uh, we may be a small country, but yes, we were part, and it did have implications because again, maybe we weren't directly in the conflict, but again, we were friends and we were neighbors with those people, and it really sucks. If there is even some trouble on the farthest side of the world from here, it does have implication.
Yeah.
We are people, as I mentioned, and we are there is a crisis in the moment, etc. But we are used to that here in Macedonia because we actually haven't gotten out of the crisis like forever. So we are constantly if I wake up, yes, if I wake someday and there is no crisis in Macedonia, it will probably be very strange for me, and I will say that what the fuck is going on here, and we'll probably change our name to, I don't know, France.
We try to keep the F word as little as possible.
Okay.
We try. We might slip one from time to time.
Okay,
but we
you
try.
have to understand, and if anybody is watching this, that one single person that hopefully is not a minor, that we are the artists, especially I'm talking about myself. I usually spend and you will understand. We spend a lot of time in the studio. I'm alone, and when I speak, I don't have those barriers that apply to normal people, and I'm really sorry if something slips out.
Relax. Now, let's go forward. And childhood shapes a person in one way or the other. How was growing up in Bitola? How did it shape you? How did it transform you? And when did you start drawing, or when did you?
I have a great childhood. I'm trying to make my kids' childhood even better from that. As I mentioned, we didn't have a lot of stuff, and we were happy. That showed after when the war started that we are not actually that happy, because it get the worst out of us. But I remember that our childhood was, worryless, and we didn't have a lot of stuff, but we had enough, and we had a lot of comics, which is really important for me. We had our Disney comics. They were going out, like weekly, and I have a fond memories. Every money I would get from, if I had a good grades on school. I didn't actually had a good grades on school. Even in the art classes, I think I was, like something like under the regular grades. There is like grades from 1 to 5. I don't know how is there.
But from 1 to 10.
From 1 to 10, I had here it is from 1 to 5, and I usually have a 3 because I didn't know how to paint.
That's as a mediocre student.
Yes, you can work in a factory, like some cleaning jobs or whatever. But we did have a relatively easy childhood because it was nice. Everybody had to work, etc. Until they didn't, and there was a turbulent time. And when you ask about the drawing, I draw since I remember.
You started drawing when you were very little.
I was very little, started drawing. My sisters maybe have some, blame for that because they read comics. They're 10 years older than me, and they read comics, and maybe I pick up something from them. I used to draw a lot on the margins of the book. I mentioned Sergio Aragones from Mad Magazine and the Group creator. I don't know if you know him. Maybe some of the comic book fans will recognize the name. The famous Mad Magazine from United States. Margin dramas, it's called. You have a comic or a book, those empty spaces around the letters or pictures, and I used to draw on them. I think that I even have kept some books from that period, and I used to draw around them. Especially on poetry books, because they have a much more space around it. Yes, it was fun actually. The only problem was that in that society, in that period, we are fighting.
You are talking about the middle of the 90s.
Yes.
From the start to the middle of the 90s.
Yes, in that period, actually, here in Macedonia and Yugoslavia, and I guess for every parent that wants his kids to be, successful and don't have much troubles in the life. My parents also, they were trying to make me do some job that will bring money and stability, for me.
Yep.
Now I understand that is actually for good reason. You don't want your kid to suffer.
Yep.
And I was, pushed to be I don't know, a doctor or a lawyer or whatever.
An engineer.
But, an engineer, that's something, respectable in the society. You can have a nice pay, nice life, etc. But actually, I'm too lazy to do that. I'm too lazy for people to be reliable on me. I don't know. And I always wanted to join. I understand them now. I wish my kids, to have a great life. But we are different generations now. And but actually, all I wanted to is to draw. So
I see.
My every thought and every action was in that direction. When I was alone at home, I was drawing. I was keeping comic books in my school books. Are you learning for tomorrow? Yes, I do. And in the middle, you have, a comic. My grades proved that I'm not really learning. But I was the talented one in the class, and I was relatively sleeping, relatively easy through schools and the secondary school and the college, etc.
Because you are mooching off your talent. You are going by your talent. You are passing by your talent.
It's actually the only thing that I relatively know how to do, and I really love that. Now we are debating the current subjects on the social medias, etc. Actually, I was drawing because I am drawing because I love to draw. I will do that even if I was an engineer or a doctor. I will probably
still draw. Yeah.
Still draw because I really, really, really love to draw. So I can't explain that.
Well, being a child of the 90s, as you say, I'm also somehow a child of the 90s.
So we are generation old youths.
Yes.
Yeah. These young ones don't know what the life is.
We spend a lot of time outside.
Yes, we did.
We had our time outside with a lot of. There were a lot of kids. We played a lot. So Romania was also a communist country, an ex-communist country, like Macedonia was. So probably in a way or another, the Russian influences were the same in both countries.
Yes. Main colors: gray, dark brown, light brown, and light gray.
Exactly.
And I don't know how you call those stupid things we put on the TVs. Our grandmothers and mothers put.
In Romanian, it's called milieu.
Mile is here in Macedonia too. It takes like I don't know, the Western people don't know that it's really amazingly idiotic and fun in the. It's like it takes a half of the TV, man. And when you enter the living room when everybody is there, and on the tables, on the chairs, on everybody, there is the millet. That's I can't explain it. If you leave it for 2 weeks and after you remove it, you have the same pattern from dust on the TV or on the table, which is I don't know why anybody will use that, but it's a period time. So
yeah, it's a it's a whole different thing, which
Mm.
what I think you can still find. I've seen some of it in,
Oh yeah,
in
yes, yes, yes.
Bulgaria also.
I think my mother used them still. Too bad the TVs are slimmer now, so you can't put it on it because it will take a lot of space. But on all TVs, the box ones, there was a lot of place you can put books
Yeah,
on there.
I was looking. Maybe I can find one on
Uh,
TV, and I found one. Let me see if I can put it fast. If I can manage to put it fast. Okay.
it was interesting period. Probably we were out because
I can't. It takes too time.
actually, if you stay home, what will you do? You will listen to radio. You will watch one channel on TV, which was mainly I don't know, probably news
Yeah,
or the
yeah, yeah.
movie with partisans fighting fascists. That was everything. So if we had PlayStations and computers and internet and iPhones, trust me, we will probably not be that much out as we were
Probably, yeah.
there.
Probably,
Uh,
yeah.
we
So,
didn't we didn't have what to do. It was boring. We had to get out because it was boring to stay at home.
did you play did you play sports? You were a sport guy.
Absolutely no. I was lazy and still am. And you know we are I'm going in the age where I have some health issues, and even if I played sports, I will have issues now because the heroes, etc. So it's time wasted. But on the other side, I do encourage, if you want to play football or chess or whatever, I firmly encourage everybody to do whatever he wants in his life, except the criminal activities, etc., etc. But if you really, really want to do something, just do it. It's one sport
Uh,
friend
wh-
says.
when did you discover board games? Did you play card games with your grandparents, with your parents when you were a
No,
child?
no. I have played some Monopoly probably when I was younger, but no, I was there 3,000 years ago, as Elrond said, where there were no video games and stuff, and we picked them from the start. There was those big machines with video games with Squares, Galagas, and a Year of Kung Fu and Double Dragon and Final Fight and Street Fighter. So we got from no games at all
To video games.
to to God of War and Ragnarok and whatever, with super fantastic graphics, super realistic, etc. There wasn't a lot of board games in ex-Yugoslavia or in Macedonia when I was a kid. There was one which was called Ne ljuti se čoveče, or I don't know how will I translate it. Don't be angry. It was like with four players, and there was circles, and you go, and if you are on the same field with another player, the second one is kicking the
Yeah, okay.
first one.
Okay, okay.
And that's why you shouldn't be angry. And it was popular. But again, we are going to the place that it was actually very boring. We were playing with stupid things. Wow, it's a tree branch. I will play with this now. And that's why it is probably some complex from the when I was a kid that I didn't have a lot of toys. That's why now I have
You have a lot of toys. I can see that on your
a,
wall.
a lot is relatively simply put.
I see. But when did you start discovering modern board games? Oh,
I
first,
started.
sorry. Before this, my question is: did you go and study art in university?
No, no,
No.
no. I always wanted to draw, but society encouraged me to live. You will be a criminal if you're an artist. If you are an art, if you're an artist, you won't have money to buy food, which is actually relatively correct for the bigger part of our community because it's a tight market and it's hard.
Yes.
As every job, it's hard. You have to work a lot. I hope we will get to that question so I don't stray a lot. But you know, only thing I wanted is to draw, and again, as I mentioned, it was that game Neljuti Čoveče, it was Monopoly, and it was Dungeons and Dragons. Not Dungeons and Dragons, Magic the Gathering.
Magic together.
There were people in Skopje, which is capital of Macedonia. They were playing there, but again, I mainly liked and watched board games from the art perspective. You know, the artists that were working. I don't know. There are a lot. I shouldn't mention anyone, but you know, I was aware there is something, but I didn't know that there is this. And a couple of years ago, when Shane Phillips and David Turci contacted me, you know, can you draw this? And I said, okay. You know, Shane Phillips. I made the first board game with Shane Phillips from Garfield Games.
Shipwrecks, I think, is the
first. Shipwrecks of North Sea, yes. And you know,
and then Riders.
I need Vikings, and I drew them because I was working a lot in that period, mainly in production.
Let's not go forward. Let's not go forward.
Okay, but that's my first contact. I didn't know there is a community with people that are get together and that are happy and they are buying board games, etc.
Now so you didn't study art in university?
No, I didn't. Sorry about. I forgot about the question.
What did you study? Or did you?
Because we were encouraged to not be the artists. I was in a regular, you know, high school, etc. And I didn't finish the college, but I was going to. It is not a design college, actually. It is a printing college. You know, when you finish, you are printing the engineer. You know how the printing machine works, when the colors are going. What are the chemical properties of the colors, etc. It did have some subjects that were close to the graphic design, but I was really bored. I didn't want to know how the machines work. You know, it is like the period when we were buying the computers, and when I knew how much RAM he has, when I knew how big the hard drive is, and everybody started that. Now, in the moment, I really don't care. I like to have a nice computer or nice iPad or whatever, so I can do my job. But I'm really not interested in how does it work, you know, how does the current going, etc., etc. So yes, I don't have a formal education except my love for the comics and drawing and art, and my love for illustration and dragons and goblins and I don't know, monsters, etc.
I see. But you said that you weren't really a player then. Are you a player now? Do you play these days board games, or you just play?
As I mentioned to you, hopefully, I hope that the large part of this interview is not about my favorite games and me explaining how do I play some game, because sadly, somebody has to draw the games you're playing.
Yes.
And drawing and being a father and boomer, an old person in the same time, requires a lot of time, you know. And when I structure my day between interviews and drawing and taking my kids to school, taking my kids from school, going to drink a coffee, taking a lunch, doesn't leave a lot of time for me to play games. And so I have successfully played 0 board games so far. Again, sorry. I would really like to. My focus is relatively non-existing, and you know, we did try to play a couple of games, but it does require for a person to be relaxed, has a lot of time, and you know, just enjoy in everything.
So
and I can't do that actually. My wife had a yoga. We had a yoga place and did yoga stuff, and you know, he was teaching yoga. But I'm not a person for yoga, because you know, I will probably stay like for 5 minutes and I will probably start to fight.
You're gonna get bored fast.
I will, you know, destroy everything. No, what are you doing here? You know, starting to shout at other people, etc. And as I mentioned before, I expect a lot of packages. Can I just answer the phone?
Yes.
In the moment?
Yeah, well.
Sorry. Hello?
So
Da?
this is a live.
Kaj se nađete?
This is a live. This is what
Дали
happens
ќе
in real
може,
life.
мислам пред куќа, пошто сум јас го седелчев овде, за кај од спротив СДС. Од спротив СДС сум јас куќата.
But yeah, we're
За колку време само кажи ми пошто сум на состанок. Ајде
they're
видим се.
close to
Ајде,
Greece.
ајде ча.
You have to understand.
Aja. Sorry. There is, the holidays are coming, and I expect a lot of packages, including some board games. And we have a lot of old system left here in Macedonia. And hello, are you Mihajlo? Yes, I am. You have a package. Thank you. Can you bring it to me? Do we have to bring the package to you? Yes, please, because that's the service you provide. Do we really need to bring the package to you? Yes, please. Where do you live? I tell them where I live. We will come in some period of the day. Let's keep that a surprise. So again, sorry to the 1 viewer of this show that I had to take a break. And if I'm if somebody calls me and I go out for 5 minutes, sorry again. That's life. It's life. It's life.
Okay.
Sorry, Bogdan, again. But if I miss them, I will probably not see my toys and my games again. So
yeah, you weren't. So you said you weren't you are not a board gamer, but you played video games. How did you start drawing for the gaming industry?
I started to draw in the secondary school. I started to draw comics. I'm actually considering myself a comic book artist.
Okay.
But through the period, I started to be an illustrator because my interest is not only in the board games. I like to draw.
Yeah.
And I think I have drawn everything. Tattoos, big wall murals. I do a lot of storyboards. I do concept art. I do toy design. So everything that's connected to drawing and me drawing, that I have did it. I started to draw from the moment I remember about myself.
But when did you start to draw for the gaming industry?
From the game, as I mentioned to you, I started with Shane Phillips and Garfield games for the board game industry.
I know you drew also for PlayStation. If I'm,
I have done some things for them, and luckily I'm friends with the main people from PlayStation here in Macedonia, which is there is not a lot of people. So I did have opportunity to do some stuff for the promotional, etc., for some games here in Macedonia, and it may be used on some other place. People have to understand when we usually, as an artist, like to brag about our projects. I have work, etc. But when somebody mention, I don't know, PlayStation, it's not PlayStation. Oh, it's like PlayStation, the main thing that goes on the PlayStation headquarters. Those are the branches, I guess. There are like millions of people there, and you have to be a really lucky one to even come close to some people and some IPs or locations. I consider myself to be the lucky one, but mainly because of the reason that I do know a lot of people, and I do have a privilege to meet a lot of people outside Macedonia and outside of my business.
Yeah.
I consider myself my job, and when I go to do a lecturing or do an interviews, I tell the people that I'm trying to make a circle around myself with friends. Not just for job or business, but friends. When I come in Romania to drink coffee, to buy comics, to speak about the games, etc.
So how did Dimitrievski and Sam Phillips contact you?
I think they saw my. I think they saw my stuff on DeviantArt account that sadly I have to deactivate due to the current situation. I'm old, I don't. I would really like to worry about the things that I have to worry. If there is something I can cut out, I will do that. But I think that they got me through the DeviantArt. Okay. There was a mail of mine there. They contact me. Hey, Shem, the moment because I did the first game with him. Can you draw me a Vikings? Yes, I can. How much money? That much money. Okay. I draw him, and I saw a lot of people buzzing, and I said, board games. this must be something nice. And from there on, big big part of my time or drawing is based on the board games.
Board game industry.
Yes.
So they just saw your art and they just called you, and that's that.
Uh, well, that's the benefit of of the new technologies and stuff. When I was a kid, when we were sending comics or illustrations to the publishers, etc., we had to do it the old way, through the mail with nice photocopies, if you have a photocopy around, or the originals that you will probably not see. And hopefully the new generations, because they're growing with the technology, and they should know that the stuff we put on the internet or the socials is actually our portfolio.
Yeah, yeah,
So
exactly. Yeah,
if anybody is looking for something, it's nice when you have. I like this guy. I will call him, and maybe we will work. That's
the
the
way it
the
goes.
thing,
The
the
way
way
it
it
goes.
goes.
Yeah,
So I guess the Shame liked my stuff.
yeah,
He called me. The people like my stuff. I was frankly surprised because even I did work a lot before of that on the commercials, etc. But it is nice to make people happy. Actually, that's the main reason for me drawing. If I draw for myself, okay, the main the actual usage of illustration and art in I don't know, animation, besides that concept part that you don't see, is that we bring happiness to people and joy.
yeah.
When I draw a game, this suck. I can't believe that anybody will buy that and play this. Whatever. What am I doing? I'm a disaster, etc. But in a year, when you see the game comes out and a lot of people are playing it, they're happy about it. It pays off.
I see.
It pays off. It's okay with the money, but it pays off when you see that you're bringing joy to people. We are constantly living in troublous time. But when you see people from around the world playing something that you drew in your studio in Bitola, Macedonia, it is nice. Giving an interview for you in another country, it does pay off.
I see.
It does pay off with people, with the amount of people that I can drink coffee with around the world is big. So I'm really happy about that.
About what you
Actually,
do. So you have entered this world. You have created. You have your own style. You have created a style. How did you come? How did you? Is it a special? Is it a style for board games? Because in a way, your artwork, you can. If I look at a certain board game, I will realize that is the Mico who drew it.
you
How?
know, that's the point of the artist. I collect comics and books based on the illustrators I like. I will mention, I don't know, Adrian Smith from Warhammer, and from
Yeah,
what was the games for Simon.
for
I
Simon.
like
Yeah,
for this. I love Simon Beasley. I do love a lot of artists, and I buy stuff based on their art and their style. Style is something which basically means something that you are recognizable by.
for yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
I draw the stuff the way I can and I enjoy. There was an opportunity for me to do some stuff, some comics for some well-known publishers, but the tricky point was that it's okay, you draw nice, but you have to draw in this style. And my answer, which is I guess it was right thing to do in that moment, is that I would like to draw as I draw. I can copy everything probably, but instead of doing a page a day of comic, I will do a page in 3 days or 4 days, and I will struggle with it. I won't enjoy it, because the point of me working and drawing is actually to enjoy. Oh, I'm drawing this goblin. I'm enjoying it, etc., etc.
You enjoy
So
creating it comes alive in front of you, and you're enjoying that.
yes, enjoying. I don't know what will get out. I have some idea, but I don't know what will get out. And style is something to be recognized, which is great actually. Some people will say it's boring, but again, I will never get bored from Simon Beasley or Adrian Smith or Howard Foster Valiant
I
or
see.
I don't know or Mebius, etc. I buy stuff based on the art I know I will get. I try to, style is evolving. Is somebody say this is, common thing. I'm best in the world. I'm finished learning. Now I can do stuff. No, you learn every day.
Yep.
Maybe today I will learn that the iPad pen is way better than the Wacom pen as it is. And now I'm drawing with
An iPad.
iPad
I
pen
see.
because it's great.
Yeah.
It's something that
Listen.
is evolving, and my art from 10 years probably sucks more than it sucks now. But that's the process.
Yeah.
I'm not in the mood
Of
today. I'm
developing.
older
Yeah.
today.
Yeah.
I'm playing some game today. I'm watching some movie today. So
Yeah. Everything changes.
it's living process. Maybe this interview will leave me scarred, and I will drastically, change my style. I will try to black and white stuff. Comrade, how are you doing? No, I will kill you today, etc.
How do you work with publishers? Do you work do you work directly with the publisher, or do you work closely with the designer? How is your process of creating something from, because board games are mechanisms. Board games are
It's everything. It's everything. It depends on the people. Everybody has a way of working. If you're an artist, if you're a teacher, if you're a product, whoever works, whatever, has his own stuff. I like to be surrounded, with toys and books, etc. One of the best things with the board game industry, there is not a lot of people around it. You have a couple of people. In the video game industry, you have like million people. You have to go through this, and this. But in the board game industry, actually, there's not a lot of people. My main thing is that I have one person to connect with. So he's sending me all the information. He's sending me all the stuff that I need to know, and it's relatively easy for me, at least for till this moment, because actually almost everybody in the board game industry is great. There is a few maybe rotten apples, but from my experience so far, everybody is super awesome. They usually send me the stuff I have to draw. There are people who are.
How do they send you?
I'm going to that. There are people who are very specific on to what they want. We want this, and this done like this, etc., etc. So we are doing, sketching and stuff until we are there. And there are people who are trusting me with their stuff. We need you to draw us like 10 cards with warrior orcs, and I draw them. And they are trusting my judgment. And there are people who are specifically asking for something, and I do that. And actually, I don't have a problem with everything because it's a part of the job. I get a mail. Hi, Mico, we want 10,000 cards with medieval warriors, and I'm trying to, do everything. It's relatively easy. I'm trying to, from my side, to keep the process as relatively easy and, no time consuming for anybody. They give me a job. I do my job. In the spare time, I want everybody to play on PlayStation or watch a movie or even sleep or watch, the paint dries on the wall. If you can use extra time for extra activities, it will be okay. I'm trying to, keep up with the deadlines. I am late a bit, because everything. We are people after all, outside things can get in the way.
Where is there something, which will get in the way?
You can calculate with that. If some kid, you have to go somewhere, or somebody is sick, you have to go around, and delays everything, you know, from the projects, the sleeping, the living, the movies, etc. But you know, the main process is I can get mail. Hi, do you want to work with us? Yes. When do you need this? Then, okay, how much money you want? How much money you have? Okay, let's start. We are starting, sending sketches. If everything it's okay, you know, if they live on the other side of the globe, you know, it's morning here, it's night there. It's usually better for me to do all the final illustration and send them to him. If it's okay, it's okay. Because if I send them a sketch and wait for a day or two to get reply, you know, I will do the art in that period.
Okay, I have a question. Is there an advice on how to do art faster, to do illustration faster?
You know, everybody would like to do the stuff faster, you know. But again, I'm truly enjoying the process. You know, I got some brushes from my friend from Australia a couple of weeks ago, and I can't explain to people who are not drawing that. You know, here in Macedonia we don't have those brushes, those ink brushes with they're actually brushes. They don't have those mines. You know, it's actually, this is the camera. It's actually a brush, you know. No, yes, it's a brush, and you can't explain to some who is not artist the enjoyment when you start with the thin line and continue to the.
I understand.
So you know, it's not about how fast are you or you're not. You know, it's the process.
The process, yeah. Enjoy the process of what you're doing.
Enjoying the process, and you.
Exactly.
When the time goes by, you know, you will know that if you're doing the art for the card or for some icon or whatever, which is like 1 centimeter on 1 centimeter, you don't have to put a gazillion of details in it because, you know, you have experience, you know what you will see and what you won't see. So that can be a little of time saving, you know. If you're doing an icon, which is 1 centimeter, it's not really a point in you losing all day on it.
Yeah.
You can do it if you're enjoying it. So if you enjoy,
yep.
Just. But if you don't have time or there is, you know, no point in that. Yeah. So losing the stuff that drag you down. You know, if you have a homework to do the homework, and after that do the art. You know, if you have some obligation, do the obligation first. Sit on the job there. If it's faster, it doesn't mean it will be better. It's any other way now. If you do some illustration for 3 days, it may suck, you know. If you do something in half an hour, it may be super great, you know, stylistically or symbolically or whatever. But again, it's enjoying the process, not the and final result. You know, final result is after a year when the people are playing it or the people are buying it.
Now, how do you work? Do you paint on a how is it called? Do you do it the old style painting, or do you do it on a computer?
I work mainly digitally. The people I am working digitally. I don't know, like from like 20 years, maybe even more, probably, because I was, you know, surprised that there were tablets you can work on, and you know, you can use digital stuff. You don't have to use paper, etc. And I think I was one of the first people who bought digital tablets here in Macedonia, and it was nice. Oh, you have to be super rich or whatever, which is, you know, the computer shop that were selling, they didn't know what they're selling. And I think that I keep I keep all the tablets I have. I still have them, and I think they still work. I work mainly digitally because I don't. Maybe that's the part when you are faster, you know, because you can work daily. In this moment, even if you work manually with paint, with oils, acrylics, or whatever, markers, you have to go to the digital process anyway. Yeah. You have to scan it and send it, etc., etc., etc. So I started drawing digitally, and I do mainly draw digitally. You know, I do sketch a lot. I have a lot of sketchbook. sketchbooks, not as much as I would like to work, but usually when somebody calls you on the phone, you sketch, or when I go to vacation and read
I see.
where I'm traveling with train, etc. But mainly I work on my Wacom Cintiq 24 Ultra HD whatever. I like it because as an artist, it's cool to draw while when you're out and drinking coffee and people are watching you. He's an artist. He's drawing goblins now. But for the job, you have to have, this depends on the people. I'm talking about myself. You have to have a station. You have to have a base where you are here to work, not to be with the family and draw, not to be with the friends and draw. But I'm here because I'm here especially for job, for working.
Yep.
In latest periods, on this couple of months, I'm drawing on iPad too because the pen is fantastic, and I do a lot of forward, backward stuff. I do my sketches on Cintiq and send them on iPad. I draw the line art on iPad, so I send it back to
Yeah.
Cintiq and I'm painting
see.
it, etc. Which is fun. It's a process.
I'm gonna ask iPad for some money because of all of this commercial. You're good. You're doing them.
Yeah, iPads are, yes, relatively expensive, but on the other side you have not just drawing tablet, but you have you can use it for other stuff, watching movies, reading comics,
Yeah.
or you can go around stuff. You can so if you know you can buy stuff if you can afford them, or
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you like to have them. It's not like that I need all the toys and all the books, all the swords. I don't have a usage for the
You
swords.
need food mainly to survive
Yes,
if you want to survive, and some air, first and
when
more.
the food and the everything is okay at home, you can do stuff. And
Yep.
I'm happy that my job is comics and toys and drawing. So when I buy swords, it's for the research purposes.
Yep.
It's actually plastic and aluminum and whatever, but it brings me joy. I'm happy with it, and it helps me in some way when I work. I like to be surrounded
Things that help you.
for,
Yeah.
with things that I love. I don't need for you to love them. I need for me to love them. I like to be surrounded with stuff that I love. And one of the main things that they are joking with me is that when I work on my PC, I work on the Photoshop 7, which is not Photoshop 7 that you know probably, but it's Photoshop 7 from I don't know 15 years ago.
I see. I see. I see. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
old one,
The old
the
one.
old
Yeah.
one,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
And I don't plan to change. I do have a lot of tablets. I'm currently working on my again Wacom Cintiq, but I do have the big XP Pen 1. I do have Wacom 12WX, I think. I used to
Okay.
work on that.
Doesn't matter.
And
Yeah.
I'm working on the iPad, and I have a couple of those tablets that are not with the screen, but
Yeah. So
have
you
to draw
mainly
there.
work digitally.
Yes,
You
yes,
mainly
yes.
work
Because
digitally. Yeah. It's
it
it's
does
it's easier for you as a process.
it's speeding up the process, and it's easy. You have unlimited amount of mistakes you can make, unlimited amount of tools, brushes, etc.,
I see.
textures.
I see.
I'm helping the printing process. You're drawing a box, you have to watch out for the bleeds, you have to watch out for the cuts, you have to watch out where the icons are going, the text is going, and it's really a tool that is easing a process for me. Basically, when a lot of people are asking me, my kid is drawing, is he supposed to buy from tools? If you know how to draw on paper with pencil and ink, you will probably know to draw on the tablet,
Yeah.
because
Yeah. Yeah.
again,
Yeah. Yeah. It's
it's a it's a space, it's a platform, it's a tool actually. So if you have a lightsaber or a regular knife, it's the same thing. A regular knife cuts, lightsaber cuts. So I don't see the difference.
well, they cut differently.
Yeah, yes, they do, and again,
And
it's
and the lightsaber makes a cooler noise.
Absolutely, especially when it's dark. I have a Darth Vader one. I think that's the
Yeah.
deluxe one. That one is cool. It's dark. It's a really cool geek moment. I don't know why it's so satisfying, but it is for me at least.
So
So it's a preference. I prefer to work the way I do. It's comfortable for me.
yeah, yeah,
I can
we
draw on my
understood.
iPad.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Did as we established, you're not necessarily a board gamer, but you enjoy drawing for the board game
Yes,
industry,
yes,
and
yes.
practically, this is the fun part for you: drawing the worlds, creating these worlds.
Absolutely. The main difference is with talking about the actual things happening in the art world in the moment. I will draw anyway. So, money or not,
Yeah,
I love to draw. Maybe I will draw less in other circumstances, but drawing is my life. It's only thing that I'm relatively good at. I don't know how to drive. I'm not interested in the sports. I like comics. I like toys. I like stuff from movies, etc. And that's the which is great for me. That's literally my profession and my hobby at the same time. When I'm taking a break from drawing,
you're
I'm drawing.
you're drawing.
So
Yeah, yeah,
I don't have. That's a little problematic for us actually because there is not a clear line between work time and
yeah. Hobby
off
time,
time,
off time. Yeah,
hobby time,
yeah.
and we know we do get a lot of toys and games, etc., etc., and that's a little problematic, especially for the when there are holidays. What will I buy myself? Another sword, because I do have But again, if I get some super sculpture for Sideshow collectible, which is super expensive, which is great, I'm equally happy with that, and with some Funko that I will get today, probably, or even live on this show. I hope so, because on the other hand, I will be very displeased if I don't get the package
Uh,
today.
okay. So, in a way, I had some more gaming questions, but as you are not gamer, I will pass
I,
these.
I mentioned to you that we will probably you will have to put really.
But but
I'm sorry.
no
I do
problem.
have a
There's no
lot of.
problem. This is why these interviews are, because people have to see that there are, for example, I've interviewed Vincent Dutré. And he is a gamer. You are not a gamer. The people
Uh,
are different, and this is what I wanna. This is why these are interviews are done for it to see that there are different paths which people take to do in the end to the same result in
yes,
somehow in the
yes.
end.
We all
There
the
is
same
not a
question.
standard path.
The lot of colleagues are playing the board games.
Yeah.
I don't really know how to start. There was a event in the couple of days ago where I was approached by the aside from board games, I had to go to do something, whatever. It included filling up the Word document. I don't know how to fill up the Word document. I'm totally uninterested. I don't know how to do anything beside the stuff I do. Which
Okay.
is
Okay. Yeah.
relative. That's why when I work and when we are corresponding with the producers and the companies, etc., I try to, you know, keep the stuff as simply as they
To a
are.
bare minimum. Yeah.
To bare minimum, not just for myself, but again, this is the business of fun and enjoyment. And we are literally making magic.
Yeah. Yeah.
For people to be happy, etc. And if we are making people enjoy and have fun, it's normal to expect that when we are working to have fun,
Yeah.
and enjoy.
Yeah.
There are problems, that when somebody's late, when printing offices,
Yeah. Yeah.
they
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
print, when shipments is lost. But that's life. But the main part is that everybody, including us who are producing this stuff, to have fun,
Yeah.
and be friends and enjoy everything. We
Okay.
play games in the moments when we are okay. So
Yeah.
life is life, but the games come in the fun part and the relatively relaxed part of the life.
I do have a question for you though. this is the end of the first part of the interview. Then we'll go back
Oh.
to a quick set of questions.
Mhm.
Would you want to add something that I haven't asked you? Do you think you would want to add something which I might
Uh,
have slipped?
my, I don't know, advice to everybody is to enjoy life, play games. If you want to play games, play games. If you want to draw, draw, as long as it's bringing you
Happiness and
enjoyment
joy. Yeah,
and fun, and you don't hurt other people, again.
yeah,
I will not buy comics if all of my stuff around my house and my family are not settled.
yeah, 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 yeah,
If we don't have food or etc., I won't buy toys because that's
yeah.
the important part. We have to live to produce, not I have to live to work, not to work to live. I
Yeah,
don't know
yeah,
if
yeah.
I
Yeah, I
mix them.
understand what you're saying.
You,
Live to
you
work,
understand it?
not work to live. Yeah,
And, be
yeah,
happy actually because you see what everything is going around in the world. If you want to be angry at somebody, be angry on the it's okay, be angry. If you want to play games,
play game.
play game. If you can't afford them in the moment, do whatever you can to afford them in the future. It will come.
It will
And
come. Yeah,
be a decent human being. We everybody is swearing, everybody is fighting. You're not special. Everybody is doing that. But be okay guy. Okay
yeah.
human.
And now we go to my quick questionnaire, which is a questionnaire that it's derived from the Proust questionnaire from Marcel
Mhm.
Proust. And my first question to you is, and you can say this also in Macedonian: what is your favorite word?
I haven't actually think about it. It's an interesting question. What's my favorite word? Probably no. Ne.
Ne. What's your least favorite word?
Da. Yes.
Yes. What turns you on creatively, spiritually, or emotionally?
You're really asking hard questions for me, man. I haven't really, I feel like a celebrity, and we are people who are not supposed to be celebrities. We are people who are working, bringing the joy to people, but
That
from the,
that's that
from
that's
the,
what celebrities does also. They are
yes.
celebrities because they don't want to be
Uh,
celebrities.
what was question again? Sorry, I,
What
wander
what
out.
what what turns you on creatively? Creatively,
Yeah.
what turns you on? You must be turned on by something to
Yes,
be
I don't know.
creative.
Well, maybe I like to watch cool stuff. How I would like to draw RoboCop now. Shooting a gun, destroying bad people, or massive armies. Something spectacular. Or maybe someday you will draw Apple, and it will be cool. On the white. I
It,
can't formulate what turns me on.
yeah, but
Probably
I will for you. Drawing the idea
drawings.
the
Yeah,
idea
yeah.
of drawing something turns
No,
you
no,
on.
not just the drawing.
The idea
The
of creating
no,
something.
no. Let me explain. The line turns me on. When you draw a line or
I
you
see.
make some brush movement, that's unexplainable, but it is very very satisfying. Again, when I see the old comics, Mebius comics or whatever, Herman comics, you see those brush strokes, and I don't know Simon Bisley's paint strokes. That's great. Yes, that's really relaxing and satisfying, and I will do that after the interview.
What turns you off?
Probably deadlines, etc. You have to finish stuff to be finished. If you say okay, you can finish it whenever, that means never. But
Uh,
yes,
but so but
it's stressful and enjoyable. When you are done, you're happy. I'm done. I'm on top of the world. I will run now on the street. But yes, deadlines are necessary evil, if I would say. But you
yeah.
have to finish something.
What's your favorite curse word? Now you're allowed to.
My favorite. Are you sure about that?
You can say it in Macedonian also.
Okay, I will say it in Macedonian, so we don't have to, say it. They don't make it. I won't. I'm too old and too, I have kids, and I would not like to this to be,
It's the good
But
in English probably is the good old F word.
I think that it's even more insulting in English, I guess. We Balkans here are very, very profound in curse words because we have a lot of troubles. As you mentioned, ex-communicators, we had a hard life. I think we have a lot of curse words, which are very,
Heavy.
when you say to somebody, they are, you can grab them by the soul, you can offend them a lot. You won't speak to their families in generations.
What sound or noise do you love?
Hard rock.
Hard rock.
Guitar is great sound,
Yeah. What sound or noise do you hate?
I don't know. Probably when somebody in the neighborhood is working on Sunday, which is widely accepted as a day when you don't have to work on Sunday.
Yeah. I was hoping you would say turbo folk.
Turbo folk. That's something, But again, you can't be judgmental on that. There is a lot of people enjoying turbo folk.
Yeah.
And I, as a metalhead, I'm not the one that has to say, your music sucks, because I'm one person, and there are like thousands of them.
Yes.
But the amount of publishing books goes down. If you listen to turbo folk, the amount of books goes down. So everything has its price. I hope you understand what I'm saying.
Yep. For probably, I don't know, probably people from Eastern Europe understand what we're talking about, turbo folk.
Yes, turbo folk is cheap music that gives a lot of pleasure to people, especially if you're drunk. That with going up on the tables, breaking bottles, taking shirts off, and you kissing everybody that's on sight, no matter if it's a human, animal, or object. I love you. I love you. Let's drink, etc. It's and again, it's preference. If people love that, okay. If it makes you happy, why not?
Now, this is a tricky one for you. Which profession outside the one you already do would you like to attempt?
Which what?
Which profession?
I don't know. I haven't actually thought about it. I will probably be okay salesman in the shop. Maybe I would like to work in the game selling company, a PlayStation shop.
So you want to be a vendor?
Excuse me?
You want to be a vendor, a seller?
Yes, vendor, a seller. That's nice. You don't have to do a lot of stuff, actually. Probably, I guess.
Yeah,
I guess. And you're helping people. We do not understand that they are helping us a lot. You go to the shop and you tell them all your troubles, all your stuff, and you buy a battery for your mobile phone, or a cable. They are actually excellent people.
What profession you would not like to attempt?
Probably doctor. They have the if I'm late with the drawing, okay. Nobody doesn't anything. It's not a big deal. You destroy the world. But doctors probably they are holding life. So I don't think that I'd be able to do something this hard as that. So doctors all the way, especially in the times we have passed and its future, etc. So I wouldn't like our life to depend on me, because I'm highly undependable.
And my last question to you is, if heaven exists, what would you expect God to say to you when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Finally. That will be cool. Like me being 120 years old, what took you so long? And that will be hard for my collection with toys and everything. But I think it's important to have a good life,
Yeah.
So I have a lot of friends that drink coffee, etc. You haven't asked me about the coffee, but and I like to drink coffee. Even if in Bitola we have a terrible. Maybe we are the capital of most terrible coffee in the world. I can't explain my how unhappy I am with the coffee here, and it's a big part because it's not just the hot drink you're drinking, but
it's a social
it's a social
thing.
element,
Yeah.
seeing friends, etc. But the taste will bring more into it, and coffee here is terrible. Maybe that's the one of the reasons that we on Balkans suck. Probably, maybe the politicians didn't understand that if they make better coffee, maybe we wouldn't kill each other. But
Yeah. Mihajlo, thank you very much for this interview. All the way from Bitola to here around Bucharest. It was very nice to do this interview.
Thank you very much.
I had a great time. I hope I hope you felt comfortable here in our virtual gaming room in this.
Yeah, it's cool. I actually don't see anything because I'm on the Skype, and I will probably not even listen the interview because when I speak, as every human, when I speak, I have, I'm a strong Viking type, something with my shoulder. And when I listen to myself on YouTube, let's say I don't like it, and I wish that never existed actually. But again, thank you because main thing is making people happy. I consider you my friend now because even if I really don't know you, but whenever you came in Macedonia and in Ohrid, because I have an apartment there, we can drink lousy coffee.
I don't drink coffee, but I will drink.
Well, you can drink juice or Coca-Cola or rakia or whatever.
Okay,
yeah.
I'll go for rakia.
As long as it's we are sitting and talking in person, not via Skype. It's okay for me.
I had Ohrid is one of my favorite little towns in the world.
You are more than welcome.
So I will be coming back.
If you come to Ohrid, I don't know if you had a chorba. That's the stew.
Yeah, I have. I had.
Okay.
Of course I did.
Okay. Then you know what the makalo is, I guess.
Probably.
There's a onion thingy they give you that white cream.
So yeah.
That's
yep.
Now because I haven't had breakfast because of this interview, I will say. Now my mouth is watering because now I'm hungry, etc.
Hello, Marius. Well, he says that Architects of the West Kingdom rules. He knows I don't like Architects of the West Kingdom.
You don't like it? You should mention this before we did an interview because we will probably didn't do an interview.
But I like Viscounts, so.
Okay, you save yourself. Again, when they explained the game to me, worker placement.
It was.
I'm like, I don't have idea what are you talking about. And you please understand me. If I have like 10,000 comics, I haven't read great amount of them, and I would really like to read them someday. I have a lot of board games, not just mine that I'm getting, but I'm buying a lot of games with figurines in them because I like toys.
Yeah.
I will probably never play them, but please understand me that I really don't have as much time as I would like to. I'm playing God of War. You can play it like in 2 days. I'm in the 3rd week, I guess now.
Okay.
Because I'm playing like 5 minutes a day, and then I'm feeling guilty because my family is upstairs. I'm living in a big house, which is great for me and my collection, and I'm in the basement. Actually, my studio is in the basement. But it's relatively stupid to sit and play and don't go to see my kids and etc. And I should mention that we have everything from the consoles.
I see.
In duplicate. We have 2 of them because one for the kids and one for me. Even if I don't play them as much as I would like, really, but my kids are playing, so it's a win situation for me.
Yeah. Thank you again, sir, for this very
Thank you.
fun
Thank you.
interview.
Hopefully, it was interesting for the one person that was watching it. So,
Yeah,
thank
there
you.
were more at some point.
There were two at some point. Thank you, you one person that you didn't have anything smart to do today, except well, what is this YouTube channel with this bearded guy talking about with the
With
swords
the
and
bearded guys.
commun- communism and mineral water and
And Turbo Folk. Uh,
and turbo folk.
uh,
Kupi mi Mico top. That sucks
thank you,
really.
thank you. I will kindly ask you
Thank
not
you.
to close. I will do the outro, not to close. We close afterwards,
Should
very fast.
should I move or not?
Yeah, you are allowed to move there.
Okay.
um, on this very close to Christmas Friday morning, I hope some who watched had fun watching it. So I would want to say that I want to thank again the Mico or Mihajlo Dimitrievski for doing this interview, Mico, and from now on I will call him the Mico wherever I'm going to talk about him, and we'll probably have other opportunities because he'll probably, as I know, there are some more South Tigris games which are on the way. And talk about his artwork. Again, I want to thank everybody who came and watched live. I want to thank everyone who comes and watches after the fact. As always, I want to say play a lot, play loads, have fun, and until next time, bye bye, fine folks, wherever in the world you are.